They say absolute power corrupts absolutely, and they ask, who watches the Watchmen? Well, I'll tell you who, it's goddamn Sharpay Evans. Now I know it seems like a strange choice to talk about High School Musical when there are far more characters in Disney's ever-growing roster of antagonists, but the reason why I picked this movie, and in particular the stick to the status quo scene, is because I just really like this movie. It's cringe, I know, but it's fun and goofy, and I've grown up watching it so many times now, it's just kind of stuck with me. It's a fun movie, and this is a really fun scene, and I'm going to talk about it. Sharpay Evans might not be the most harmful villain a hero can encounter. Sure, she can't throw moons at our protagonist, but the film goes to great lengths to convince the audience that her motives are nothing more than selfish, egotistical delusions. However, are they really? Sharpay is a lot of things. She's cunning, quick-thinking, and insanely intimidating. Students fear her, teachers respect her. She, for a lack of a better term, is a pretty bad bitch. The scary thing is, even though she's mean about it, she makes some good points every now and then. Like, no offense, Kelsey, but this song sucks. Sharpay and Ryan's version is a goddamn bop. Plus, he did a jazz square. So, yeah, think about that. The most important point she makes, however, is her belief that all cliques in East High must be socially segregated, yet ensuring that equal opportunities arise to all cliques. And her only real goal in the film is to protect the balance of power within a cruel and unforgiving social hierarchy. She elaborates this further when she explains that Troy already has an unhealthy control over most of the school, and that the drama club is the last bastion of hope between a democracy and a dictatorship.
The jocks rule most of the school, but if they get Troy into the musical, then they've conquered the entire student body.
Sharpay's philosophy of balanced social power is expressed passionately by the other students, each respecting the importance of the status quo in the classic Disney villain song. Now, I'm not a dance major, I've never studied musical theatre outside of high school, so I really don't know how to describe the song itself using any technical terms or anything, but it's awesome. This is one of the bigger numbers in the film, and the choreography in the scene captures vividly the current state of the school, as Sharpay watches over a cafeteria full of students reacting to the news of Troy's actions. Throughout the song we hear three students, Zeke, Martha, and Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy, each interested in moving into another clique. And the dances each clique performs becomes unstructured and awkward as they defy the establishment. Chaos ensues as Gabriella navigates the field. Sharpay knows what she needs to do. She ascends from her symbolic throne, the second level of the cafeteria, in the most badass moment of the entire franchise. Look at this. Does this just not scream power? The chaotic, widespread dance sequence really helps spread Sharpay's message that this sudden shift in power has created nothing but disharmony. It is only when she exerts her authority and acts on her ideals the dancing returns to being synchronized. Despite Ryan standing next to her, she stands alone in the crusade to restore order to the school, as her most loyal supporter not only doesn't know the rules of the club they stand to lose if Troy seizes control.
Someone's gotta tell her the rules.
Exactly. And what are the rules?
But sugarcoats the reality of the situation. By the way, I love how Ryan just jumps in here to try to finish her sentence, but she's just like, because to say something's not right in lieu of really wrong would weaken her stance of the severity of the situation, and her correction cements her devotion to her ideals. Now, I've never really been in the camp of branding Troy and Gabriella as the true villains of the film. They're just two dummies who fell in love while singing karaoke and overthrew a somewhat closed-minded social hierarchy. We've all been there. But try looking at it from Sharpay's perspective. Imagine, if you will, you are the best football player at your school. People love you, they cheer for you, they awkwardly shove their yearbook in your face on the last day of school, but then suddenly, some lacrosse player decides he wants to play football, despite putting in no effort and showing no interest prior, and yet somehow he's better than you? This has now created a complete imbalance of power. You're probably thinking, damn, that was really smart. What the hell is lacrosse? Troy, by his own admission, has never done anything remotely close to performing before getting involved in the musical.
You sounded like you've done a lot of singing too.
Yeah, sure, my shower head is very impressive.
And yet, he gets the lead, despite his competitor having not only years of experience, but as someone who has contributed the most to the growth of the department. Troy's entitlement is highlighted by Ryan within the scene, as he points out that he didn't even ask his permission to join the drama club. If the roles were reversed, would Sharpay be allowed on the basketball team if all she did was shoot a three-pointer while Coach Bolton was watching from a distance? No, he'd tell her to leave. Because the school is run by a system that only exists to benefit itself.
If these were theater performers instead of athletes, would you seek special treatment? This school is about more than just young men in baggy shorts flinging balls for touchdowns.
And if given the opportunity to favor its major revenue provider?
Stop. Guys, listen. You've been having this argument since the day you both started teaching here. We are one school, one student body, one faculty. Can we not agree on that? So, Coach, how's the team looking? Troy got him whipped into shape?
Oh!
It will, at any expense. Troy has an entire section of the roof to himself handed to him by the science department, to which he admits was only given to him because of his basketball success.
So this is your private hideout?
Yeah. Thanks to the science club, which means my buddies don't even know it exists.
Seems to me like everyone on campus wants to be your friend.
Unless we lose.
The system the school has created has elevated Troy to a level where the other students worship the ground he walks on, and yet Sharpay's the villain of the story? With elitism being the authority that the students are meant to have faith in, it becomes clear to Sharpay as she watches the flames of ambition in the hearts of those who wish to upset the already fragile balance of power, that she must arise above the people to lead them from falling victim to their own naive ambition. Or, as she phrases it,
we need to save our show from people who don't know the difference between a Tony Award and Tony Hawk.
Now, by no means is Sharpay the hero of the film. Her flaws do impede her judgment and results in her manipulating others to achieve her agendas. She lies about Gabriella acting malicious to her at the end of this scene, and she presents arguments against her involvement that are mostly centered around her ego.
How dare she sign up? I've already picked out the colors for my dressing room.
However, despite her flaws and their effect on her actions, she was ultimately right about the consequences of Troy's involvement. His callback alone filled an entire theater with people who had never heard him perform, and because of it, he is rewarded with the role. Troy is placed on such a high pedestal in the franchise that he's recommended for a Juilliard scholarship in the third film based off this one performance. Sharpay Evans believed in a system of social equality divided not by race, not by creed or any superficial bigotry, but by the merit of one's skill in a respective field. This alone does not make a villain, but it's the execution of her goals in defiance of a system rigged against her that leads her to enforce an iron rule over a somewhat closed-minded society that results in her most negative traits being the sum of her whole character. Sharpay might not be evil, but this surely is one villainous scene. Thanks so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a different type of video to what we normally do on the channel here, but one of my favorite YouTubers, NandoVMovies, has started a massive collaboration of YouTubers with this one villainous scene playlist, and I really wanted to be a part of it, and I really wanted to talk about High School Musical, because, like I said, it's kind of cringe, but I love this movie. It's so fun. Like I said, this was a big collaboration of YouTubers. There's a whole entire playlist that you can find this video in. And if you want to make a video as well, I would encourage you to, because this was actually really fun to do. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
I might even make you a creme brulee.